Emily Hampshire is best known as Stevie Budd in the hit comedy Schitt's Creek. In addition to that, she boasts a long-running career of film, television, video games, and awards. She's the author of the new comic book, graphic novel, Amelia Earwood, Basic Witch, and stars in the upcoming movie, The End of Sex. And she's my new best friend, and this is my favorite guest I've ever had. Emily joins me to share the details of her career and her personal life ups and downs with a person who appears almost as hard to crack as her most famous character. This is Just Be with Emily Hampshire. So welcome.
Thanks.
Is your hair short?
Yeah, it's very short. It's not that new anymore, but I'm still getting used to it. I mean, when I first did it, my phone didn't recognize me, and yeah.
Do you like it? Are you happy? I do. You look beautiful.
Thank you. I am in a love-hate relationship with it. Like, I feel like it feels more me, except, have you ever had short hair?
Yes, and it's harder than long hair, which is like a weird, annoying...
Which nobody tells you.
No, it's more annoying because you need like the right product and things turn and then they look weird when they turn. Yeah, I do know. It's annoying.
Yeah, I never even owned a brush when I had long hair, and now this is like I have to have product. I have to do. So yeah, I'm done with. I'm not somebody who wants to do my hair ever, so I'm done with it. Yeah,
there's a vibe about it though. Like there's a confidence to it. So I'm sure you felt different when you got it. You know what I mean? There's just a vibe about like I'm free, I'm fresh, I'm not weighed down. It's nice.
Yeah, when somebody does my hair, yeah, right. I feel free and fresh. Yeah,
but who cares? What do we? I mean, 90% of the time my hair's up in this.
Yeah, you know? Well, that's the thing.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. You can't do that. You can't do that.
No.
First of all, I read a lot about you, and I am surprised by so many things about you. So I like that, and I can't wait to get into that. So that we'll get into that.
I'm scared. Okay.
But obviously, I found you on Schitt's Creek, and I was giving my daughter cutting her nails during the pandemic. It's so funny. She was young enough that I was cutting her nails. Now she's 12. And she didn't, I always introduce her to new shows that she's reluctant to watch, or she walks in and I'm watching it and she's like intrigued. She was doing her manicure and Schitt's Creek was on. So she was forced to watch. It was like the 5th episode of the first season. And she got hooked, and it was our pandemic pleasure. And the only thing that sucked was that it was like too junk foody. It went too fast. Like we were just eating bags of it. We were enjoying it, but like we wished we savored it. We wished it was like 30 years ago and we could watch one episode a week with a commercial in between because it was like it went too fast. So she's still, I always catch her always watching it. It's like one of those things that she's never not watching. Like I was good with it. I watched the whole thing and I was done. Like I did it. It was amazing. She's never not watching it. So I can't believe I didn't tell you. Yeah, that you're on.
Oh my God. That's so many people tell us that they watch it over and over again. Like I don't watch anything over and over again, but it's so funny that you're like, she was forced to watch it. I feel that way about, like, I think the show was amazing, but I do think there was something about it that people were forced to watch it. And because nobody, like, we got 6 seasons of this show that no one was watching until it went on Netflix. It got a bit popular, but really it became popular when everyone was in quarantine. So
is that watch it. I didn't know that. That's interesting too. Oh wow. And I saw Daniel Levy recently on an interview with someone, and he said that he would only do something else or some other iteration or some reunion or some movie if there was a good enough idea that would move him to do it. Did you see that interview?
I didn't see that interview, but I know that of him.
Okay. So here's my pitch before we get into you. My pitch is, because I asked my publicist for his publicist information. I think it's 42 West and his agent. And I thought, she's going to be on. I'll just tell her. My pitch is the family. So the family's now like, successful. They came into money. They're like sort of back. They had a comeback, right? So they are approached to do a reality show with their family and everyone around them.
That's a really good pitch. That's a great pitch.
It's scripted, but like you could have a little Curb Your Enthusiasm in it where there's some like reality. So it's like a little meta. Like it's a scripted reality show. They're pitched to do a reality show, but it's a scripted show. But you could have some reality within the scripted show.
But what's so crazy about that is you've just pitched the pitch that I just did for my comic book. There's a reality show within the book, and I'm pitching it to be a series, and I want it to be like a live action series with a reality show as like the Kinder Surprise inside.
That's amazing. So imagine them on a reality show, though. And all, because it's always who are your friends around you. It's like all the people would have to be in it naturally, because that's what a reality show is. It means like they always want to know who's your yoga teacher, who's your therapist. Like it's all the characters around you. So it's like just a next iteration. That's my pitch. You can pitch my pitch to whoever you know, but that's my pitch.
I think that's a really good idea. Like that's the best idea I think anybody's had.
Wow. All right. Well, so tell it to Eugene and Daniel and just say, I was going to get in touch with their people, but you were coming. Oh, if you talk to them, like I assume you're all like living together in a motel.
Yeah. No, we are. I mean, the only thing about why, Dan and Eugene wanted to end the show, because that was the story they wanted to tell. And they didn't want to go on with it and it be shitty.
Right.
But I think like the thing that we keep being like, we're going to do something is together, is because we like each other. Like it does feel like family. We miss each other, and everybody's gotten really busy since Schitt's Creek, which is great. But like, it's so hard to not have those like 4 months where we know we're going to see each other.
Right. And I'm thinking, I can't believe this is what we're doing with your interview. I'm going to stop after this comment. Like, just, there's always like the awkward, Eugene Levy would be awkward on TV. Like he wouldn't be able to land it. Like some people are weird when the cameras come on. They're like performative or like Scott Disick-like, and like just not everybody's good at it. So it'd be really funny to see like who's good at it, who sucks at it, because some people, and then who does the audience fall in love with and doesn't? It would be some unexpected character that would piss other people off. I'm just thinking, this is me knowing the real life of what happens in reality TV. Anyway, if they like the idea, tell them to call me, because I think it's a really funny, great idea.
I think it's so, but I also think it's kind of like, and not to keep this going, but I just kind of like, there was an episode where I think Alexis was trying to be the PR person for our motel. And I remember Stevie and Mr. Rose were very, very awkward on camera. And I feel like we would definitely be the uncomfortable ones.
Right. Or like, what if you were the star character to annoy them? It's not even their family. And like, I could be the reality TV show producer that like comes in and pitches the idea. It's ridiculous, but it's great.
Listen, I will pitch this to them as your thing. Yes.
Okay. You never know. You never know. I kept flushing it in my mind, like, when I wake up in the morning, and I thought, it's not like just like an idea. I think it's a really good, like, it's a good idea. It's like,
it's a really good idea.
Okay. So tell me about this graphic novel, because I love the cover.
So it's basically, I was approached by an old agent of mine, had gone on to his passion is comic books, and so he went to work for a comic book company, and they do mostly like music people and their comics, and he was like, who I think might have a comic book in her is Emily, and so he pitched me the idea of doing something, and I was like, I don't know what I'd do. I'd have to have an idea. And then I was watching the Kardashians, as one does,
where you get all your inspiration.
Yes. And I was like, what if I was like just born into that family? I would be the sister that like no one heard about, because I would be totally kicked off that shit. Like they wouldn't let me on the reality show because I was such a bad influencer person. And so I kind of got this idea that like, what if the Kardashians were a family of witches, like super elite witches? And there was this one sister who you never heard about because she was kicked off the show because she was a shit witch. And so that is Amelia. She is, I mean, I did originally want to call it shit witch, but it's, she's a basic.
But basic witch is amazing because it's so like TikTok language. Like you're such a basic witch. It's great. I love that idea. I love the whole entire thing. You should see Bad Cinderella. I really enjoyed it because it was so funny and stupid, but effectively Bad Cinderella is what.
Oh my God. I feel like the title says it. Yeah. That's totally it. And what's so funny is the reality show you pitched me for Shits is exactly how I see the show of this comic book going.
That's so how weird. We're like it's so weird that I came in with that to you at this time and you're having that thought in this book. It's weird. It's like meant to be. Very interesting. So this is another strange thing I'll say to you. I have never learned so many things that I wanted to ask questions about from somebody's Us Weekly 25 things you don't know about me. Usually it's like, I like Trident gum, but I only like the bubble gum. But like, it's just like it's like stupid and you flip by and who cares? Because I've done it myself. But this is where I learned everything you ever need to know about you. So I don't know what that means, but we're going to talk about it. So, you reupholstered a couch on your own. So I, like you, love home design. I love it. And I love crafts and projects. And I'm not good at executing them. How did you reupholster a couch on your own? I want to hear what the process is like to do that.
Okay, so I like you just said, I love making things, and so what I just did was I took it apart. I got a like $50 couch from Goodwill, and I took it apart, and then I just copied it and put it back together. And if I did it again,
why?
What? Well, because I put it back together with new fabric. Like, I took
you just made that sound easy. What do you mean you took it apart and put it back together? Like, how do you do that? How did you know how to do that? You did a YouTube video?
No, this was like in 2006. I think I have an album of insanity it took me like way too long. It took me almost a year to reupholster this couch. So it wasn't like, because I really wanted this at the time, this couch from Anthropology that was like so beautiful. And at that time it was like, I could not afford it. And so I would make things that I couldn't afford. So I took it apart, the fabric, each thing, unstitched it, and then just copied each one. And then I know how to sew a bit. And I did that. And then I got a staple gun, and then I got little nail, and then I did each little thing. It was a project. It was
you still have it?
No, I then sold it for $1,000, which was like, to me, amazing.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I'm not sure if those people who I sold it to, like the minute they sat on it, it disintegrated, but it looked good.
So these are things that I relate to you on. My dogs, because I guess sometimes we're in the Hamptons and we're near the beach. We're not on the beach, but sometimes they smell like sort of fishy, and I like it. Like they smell like doggish, and I like it. And I read that about you liking the smell of your dogs when they like don't smell. And it's weird. It's like gasoline or something. It's like a smell that I
like the smell of dog paws specifically. Dog paws.
Pardon.
They smell like Fritos, kind of. Most dog paws.
Really? I'm asking Bryn. I'm going to tell her to check.
Do you have dogs around you right now? Smell their paws.
They're upstairs. Bryn will gladly smell them because she likes Fritos and she loves any kind of dog talk. Any kind of dog talk. And then that you're a big hat. But by the way, for your new hair, you're a big hat wearer, which and I've been a hat wearer since before it was cool to be wearing hats. Like you're a person who looks good in every hat. Is that your thing?
Well, it's not a fashion thing for me. It's not a fashion hat. I wear it's a sun thing. So I wear a ridiculous hat all the time. So much so that this production got me a cake in the shape of my ridiculous hat. So I never wear like a fashion hat.
Oh, okay. I do both at the same time, but my purpose for bringing hats on vacation is sun, but then they may as well be fashionable. That's sort of my MO.
Yeah, that's what I need to do, though. I need to kill two birds with that one hat stone. I need to be able to do,
You grew up in Canada?
I'm from Montreal.
Oh, okay. My really good friend went to McGill and is from Montreal. And I love.
Oh, my dad went to McGill.
Oh, really? It's like a special place to go to school, and it's like only people who know, and it's a good school.
Yeah, it's really good school.
It's a really good school, and I went on my show, I think years ago, to Montreal, and I was it's not talked about how European that city is. Like, it's not discussed. Oh. It's so close to fly there, and you're in like you are in another country, but like, you feel like you were on a plane for 8 hours. I don't know why. They need better marketing for Montreal.
Well, it's another kind. You're in Canada, but even Quebec kind of is like being in another country from Canada. It's like nowhere else. What's so funny though is that how you said Montreal. That's the thing I would like to correct language on. Every American says Montreal. It's Montreal.
Right.
Yeah.
Montreal. Okay.
Yeah.
I loved it. Montreal. I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. And you speak French because of growing up there. That's just why everyone speaks French.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you have to be in French immersion, which is from like kindergarten to grade 4. It's all in French. And then 4 to 6 is like half the day in French, half the day in English. And so basically I can't like read or write in any language. It just, yeah, you have to learn it, which is great because you have a second language. Yeah, then you just do the rest of the time you have French class.
And so how old were you when you knew you wanted to be an actress?
I mean, I normally say when I'm asked this, I always say, it was when my mom took me to see Les Mis in grade 6 and I like wanted to be Eponine. But the more I've like thought about that recently, and especially because my mom had sent me these like VHS converted to like whatever files of me when I was younger. And like, I was doing like commercials when I was 5, pretending to do stuff. So I feel like it was always there and I didn't know it until I saw somebody doing it as a job. But then I also in high school, I did a play and I had this tiny part and the high school vice principal came up to me after and she was like, you were really good. You were funny. And that was it. That was like, I was just going to do that.
And you were dedicated to it since then. So you've been a working actress most of your life.
Yeah. Since I was like 11.
That's amazing. And but was Schitt's Creek your pop off? Like, was it a game changer?
It was game changer after when it became really popular. But at the time, I think we thought it was going to be more game changer than it was. Like I was signing on to a series with Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy and then it kind of, we thought it was great, but no one was really watching. And only when we were done did it become really popular, which is very Schitt's Creekian.
By the way, it's very Schitt's Creekian and very bummer. Like while it was happening, you didn't, get to. I mean, it's this amazing surprise, but you kind of thought, shit, this is like sucking a little. Why did it get so many seasons if no one was watching it?
Well, it got so many seasons because when they first went out to sell the show, they went out to everybody in America, all the networks, and nobody wanted it. And so they did a pilot presentation and still nobody in America wanted it. So they went to the CBC in Canada and did it there. And because it was done in Canada with our Canadian broadcaster, that is the only reason we got a second season. And because it's our Canadian government sponsoring like our show. So nobody really has to watch. We just have to be all Canadian.
Wait, everybody's Canadian. What did you mean? We have to be all everybody's Canadian on the show?
Yeah, except for Chris Elliott. Yeah.
Is that a thing that everybody knows? I mean, I didn't know that.
No, well, I don't know. I don't think everybody knows it, but it is like this CBC is like a network in Canada that is the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, which has government funding in it. And so if you're going to have government funding or use a tax credit in Canada, you need to use Canadian talent. You need to use.
I love that. That's so, yeah. And so, but now Canada must have made a lot of money off of this in the aggregates. They must love you.
Yeah. It's kind of the greatest. It's my favorite story whenever I go out to pitch my own stuff is like, nobody wanted it because at the time they wanted edgy stuff, edgy, dark comedy. And like, this was something that nobody had seen before. And I do believe that the next big thing is not going to be the thing that is already popular.
That's exactly. That was the Skinny Girl Margarita. Nobody wanted it. Nobody. I pitched to every major liquor company. They all said no. They all later came and tried to buy it. It's the same story. No one was even like cared in the room.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that. Once again, I can't believe that. It's so shocking when you hear those stories after, but it usually is the story of every like super breakthrough thing.
And it's great. It's bittersweet. It's actually really nice. It's working harder and then the reward is amazing. Yeah. And you've decided you're never going to be in a relationship again?
Yeah, I kind of think I really am obsessed with work. I love my friends. I have a great life. I feel like I don't want to make sacrifices for somebody else
Well,
now.
yeah, I love that it's so funny that you're saying this to me. And that's what does pansexual mean?
So pansexual is, there was an episode of there was an episode on Schitt's Creek about the wine, like that Dan's character, David, was explaining his sexuality through this metaphor of that he liked the wine, not the label. And so sometimes he liked a red wine, a white wine. And I actually never understood that metaphor after I was like telling him, well, what am I if I just fall in love with a person?
Right.
It really doesn't, the gender, wherever they are on the gender spectrum, it's like, if I'm into the, and so that is what pansexual is. But what annoys me about it is that's a label that I was kind of given or need. I understand that people need to identify as something so that there's visibility and all that. But the ultimate goal to me is like, I don't want to have to identify as anything.
Right.
But what's so funny is that the minute you say on my label that I don't want a relationship, everybody wants to be in a relationship with you. It's the most attractive label.
That's funny. Reason. So you have to do the reverse. What I was going to say is I think that's so interesting because as I've gotten older and I see this more with people around, non-traditional relationships, like I have a long distance relationship. My fiance lives in Boston. His kids are there. My daughter's here. We have a long distance relationship, and I go to things alone a lot. Like I went to a movie premiere last night without him. Most things I go to alone. I'll even go on vacation sometimes. And I don't even think I don't know if people judge me anymore, but like we're also together a lot and we travel together a lot. But a lot of times he's in Boston going out with his friends or doing work things or going to political events or whatever without me. And like, it's non-traditional, but it works. And I want to say, I like it. There's some things I don't like about it, but it's not about not being together because I like not being together as much as I like being together, which is not.
Oh my God, you just described what might actually work for me as a relationship if I ever had one, which is that thing of the long distance. Because that thing of I like going to things alone or doing my own thing. And I like connecting with other people. But I also like being, so if there was like a lot of space, I want my own place. I want my own.
Yeah. And we didn't, but by the way, we fell in love and we were like trying to put all the pieces together, like the calendar. Okay. We'll never be apart more than this days. And we'll put this here. And the minute you get back, you'll come to New York and real life comes in and jet lag and dehydration and your job and your kid and you're fucking not a rubber band man. So in the beginning, he got bronchitis. I was running around. I wasn't even happy. I was like, all we're doing is trying to talk about the calendar. The term, the calendar is like, gives me hives because all we were doing was like when we're doing, and it became unenjoyable. So even yesterday, Paul was like, emailed me. He's like, just calendar thing. It's just out there. It doesn't mean we have to talk about it now. It just means because I am so averse to the calendar that he's the only one who even understands what goes on with it. It could be June 99th today and I wouldn't know, So he has to keep a little, otherwise we never, because I get anxiety. Yeah. So but he's younger than I am and he used to have more of a problem with it because he's a traditional kind of guy and he, hasn't been in as many relationships and also, younger than I am. Once like the idea of it not being ideal, where you're judging yourself and you're judging your own relationship about like what it's supposed to be. And then it's not that. And I'm supposed to think it's this. And once that took a year to like defrost, he started like accepting to himself, I like being alone and I don't like, I like being alone. I like being alone with my kids and alone with my routine and, cause stupid shit. Just, I want to like go in the room and fucking review makeup for 10 hours and like not be, I want to eat what I want to eat. I don't want to be like,
oh my God, I don't want to talk about dinner. I don't want to talk about what we're going to have for dinner. But this sounds you're so right that it's when you take out that thing that you're supposed to do, that it can become like its own thing. Also, we have a very similar calendar thing because when somebody is on me about like when we're going to do something or something, I just like, first of all, I'm never going to want to do it when that thing comes because I was told to do it.
Thank you. You have to understand, I don't like anyone telling me I have to do anything, even if I want to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have this therapy session every week with my therapist that like a friend of mine will be like, oh, let's watch this movie. You wanted to watch it. Well, now I don't want to watch it because you told me we have to
oh my God. We could be very good friends. I'll tell you why. Because I'm the type of person like, I don't want to go. Why? I don't want to go. That's my answer. I don't care what someone, like, I'm very non-filtered in that way, but it's not about you. It's not that I don't like you right now. I don't want to talk. I texted you 20 minutes ago. I wanted to talk then. I don't want to talk now.
Oh my God. So the best present I've ever gotten from a friend who really knows me is that for my birthday, we'll set up like a dinner that we're going to have dinner, and then they cancel because nothing makes me happier than canceled plans. It's like time I would never give myself.
And you get the credit because you got a credit point too.
We are the same, that totally, but like really, I do talk to my therapist every time about like, what is this that anytime someone tells me what to do, even if I want to do it, I don't want to do it anymore. We're done.
And guess what? You can find, I'm not saying you have to find some, there are people that can roll like that, but they have to be trained. Like, it's just the way that it goes. It's very, very, very interesting. I have a new best friend.
Yeah, I like what you said. It's not personal.
We're partners now.
Yes, I would marry you right now. Right now, you can go review makeup. You know, my favorite thing to do is actually parallel play, where I'm doing my own thing, you do your own thing. We're together, but leave me the fuck alone.
Same. But I died over what you said about the fucking meal. When the other person has a different style and they need a protein and a vegetable and a thing, I'm like, I want to eat hummus or pureed soup as a meal, or cake and like yogurt, like whatever is there. I don't want to talk about it. I don't like meal time either. I want to walk in the fridge. I don't want a time. The clock doesn't tell me when I'm hungry.
I don't want, and exactly that thing of like, what do you want to eat? I'll order my own thing. You order your own thing. Why do we have to both we can both Uber eat something different? Oh my God. But I can't believe the mealtime thing is also, again, my therapist is like, this comes from your childhood, not having anything. I'm like, I just don't want, I eat what I want to fucking eat.
No, it's not your child. I totally agree. I'm the same. Then we have the same childhood. I'm the same thing because I don't want to think about it. Or I literally think I failed at a talk show because it's 7 a.m. They would come in with a clipboard next to me. And what did you want to have for lunch today? I'm like, I don't fucking know. It's 7 a.m. I asked me at 12:42. Then I'll decide. I probably won't even know then.
Never have met anyone who understands that nothing enrages me more than that question. Or actually, that's not true. The only thing that enrages me more is somebody texting, hi, or how are you? Or hey.
Which is passive
what do you want? What do you fucking want? Just say it.
It's passive aggressive. It's very passive aggressive. That's funny. So I think you might be like me, where I'll sometimes have Paul on, my therapist, with me, and he's like always, she's Melinda and she's so nice and she's so therapist-y. The other day, I said to her, I came home and I needed to unpack, and there were all these boxes that came. It's because of this beauty influencing. We'll talk another day. I became an accidental beauty influencer. I'm like, it's ridiculous. It was literally like, it's like Schitt's Creek. It should have been, I wasn't trying. I was doing nothing. I looked like a train wreck. So I walk in the house, and the onslaught of all the stuff, when I walk in, I got to unpack and to go through it, etc. So Melinda says to me, well, it's interesting that you decided that you needed to unpack the beauty at that point. I go, no, it's fine. It's not fucking interesting. It's never changing, Melinda. That's one of the things we never need to work on. It's a dog being a dog and a cat being a cat. I walk in the house, I'm unpacking the shit. I got in a full fight with her. Full fight. I'm like, don't say it that way again.
Oh my God. I actually have been working on with my therapist that he now thinks that I'm annoyed when we've set an appointment because we've set an appointment. And I kind of am, because every time I have it, I'm like doing something. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this now. I don't want to. But like, so then I'm like, I have nothing to say. And he's like, this is because you think that this is lorded over you or forced on you, and you don't want to be controlled. It's true.
It is by you, but you decided you were going to be that person, and you decided you were going to get leg warmers and work out also, and that doesn't seem to be going that great. So, I decided I was going to get 10,000 steps every day. I get 1,000 steps every day. So that's why you made the appointment, and now you fucking hate her.
Yeah, I chose it, but
yeah. And you should get, that's a funny Schitt's Creek thing. I should get a therapist for my therapist and I.
Oh, that's a great idea. That is a great idea.
That is a great scene. For that fictitious show I've produced already. They have to, because they always make you do a therapy scene on the reality shows. Like I'm the first one to have done that because I had my therapist. And that was a very big deal on the show, Dr. Amador. So it'd be funny if Eugene Levy and his therapist or whoever, David, get a therapist. That's really fucking funny.
Yeah.
We are friends now. This is a fact.
I love you so much. I love you so much.
And you can cancel when we make plans because I'm the person that's 10 minutes before. I'm like, if you want to get a drink, let's go. If not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm marrying you. That's it. We're done. Fact. I know you've got this thing in Boston, and that's fine with me. No, that's actually fine with me.
I'm calling Paul. I'm going to tell Paul. I'm going to call Paul. I'm going to tell him. He might be fine. Yeah, she's worried. She's pansexual. Yeah, that's a service. Oh my God. I love you. I don't even know what we talked about. I think you're an actress. Neither. I think you have a graphic novel. I think you, I think you're amazing. I want to be friends. I've never really said that I want to be friends with someone. I'm pursuing a friendship with you.
I don't want more friends. I don't want more friends ever, but this is going to work.
Slide one in. All right. I got to give them tell your people to give me your information so we can laugh and send each other funny things that we see because I love you. And also tell your friends about my idea because you never know. You might be.
I will. I actually think it's really great. Also, I kind of only want to do a new Schitt's Creek thing if you're in it now. So,
put it in your rider. Put it in your contract.
Yeah. Okay. I love you so much.
Love you too. So great talking to you. This was so. Oh wait, get my dog. Molly, get Bryn. Oh, Bryn will be so happy if I marry someone from Schitt's Creek. Forget it.
Oh, but wait, are you gonna get your dog or your daughter?
No, my daughter, Bryn.
Oh my God,
we gotta smell the feet too. Hold on. Let me tell her we gotta smell feet. We gotta get Bryn. Hold on, calm down. Get Bryn. Okay, she's coming.
Wait, how many daughters do you have?
I have one daughter and two dogs, Biggie and Smalls. They're 10 pounds different. One litter.
Biggie and Smalls.
Yeah, they're very cute. And I'm saying bring them too. And the dogs. Hold on. What a funny, unexpected conversation. Because I'm never really prepared, but it usually is just sort of some background, whatever. We just railed into randomness. It was so awesome.
This was honestly, I've been I don't want to do podcasts.
Yeah, I know.
Someone's podcast because it's the same and it's no one's fault. It's just I only have one life. So I only have one story for every moment of my life. And I feel like I've told it a million times.
All right. Stevie is my friend. Do you want to ask her anything? Oh, I pitched her the show. I think that's all of the shit. The one that all of Schitt's Creek.
The reality.
Do you have any questions for her before I let her go? Because
I don't think so.
Ask her favorite is or.
Oh, who's your favorite character?
Alexis and Annie, who plays Alexis.
Who's yours?
David.
That's what she says I'm like David. Are you most like your character? Of all the characters, are you the most like Stevie?
No, people are usually disappointed that I'm not like Stevie as much, but no, Dan is the most like his character.
And I'm the most like him. I very much have his personality and she very much has Alexis's personality. Who are you the most like?
Well, I guess Stevie, but I'm not really like Stevie as much.
I'm a little like, too. I'm a little Moira too, with the dramatic outfit sometimes and coming out the glass. I'm a little Moira too. All right, we're gonna leave her alone. You'll get to meet her because we're gonna be friends. She might.
Yeah, I might be your new mom.
Yeah,
stepmom.
She married me. First person ever in a long time. She said that about. See?
Yeah.
Because we like the same. We like the same thing and liking nothing, and we don't want to be correct. We don't want to be choked. Well, Dr. Matt, work on your. Oh, you finished.
Yeah.
Was this exciting?
Mm-hmm.
Yay. All right. Well, we'll go to LA and oh no, where do you live now?
I live in LA, but I'm coming to New York.
All right. Maybe we'll include that when we go see Bad Cinderella, which is a
I want to see Bad Cinderella.
know that the expectation, it's not La Cage aux Folles or Les Mis. It's camp and cheesy. I loved it. I thought it was very funny. Like I said, I got a shitty review. I enjoyed it. I want to take her. So maybe I'll get tickets and you don't have to show up.
I'd love to.
Okay.
See, right, I'm going to show. Now I want to go.
All right.
Because there's no
oh, look at her graphic novel. Hold on, Bryn. Remember when you used to read graphic novels and I'd say you can't read them as books? Like you have to read.
But you can, because that's how I'm dyslexic. So I found it really hard to read. And so I could read graphic novels because there's pictures. So it counts.
She's a witch that's part of like a witch family, like the Kardashians, where they're all like good social media and they're all like great at it. And her character is terrible at that. So her character like needs to be excommunicated from the family because she's a basic witch. She wanted to say shit witch, but they wouldn't let her. But she's a basic witch. Do you like it? Mm-hmm. It's so cute. Ruining everything. The Amelia Earhart story. So she screws it all up. God, she's kind of like Kourtney Kardashian. She's the alternative. You know what I mean? She's the alternative one, not playing the game. All right. Well, I love you.
I love you.
I can't wait to meet you in person. That was so exciting. Best part of my day.
Same.
By far. That was my rose.
Best part of my entire podcasting life. Best part. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye.
Okay. That's my favorite podcast I've ever done. Favorite podcast guest. And, you know her, Emily, and she's Stevie from Schitt's Creek. And I was excited because my daughter loves Schitt's Creek, and excited as I am for every guest. Just like, yay, looking forward. And let's hear that. But that was ridiculous. That was epic. It was so fun, so interesting. I don't know if I've met another person that's more like me. What a pleasure, a dream. Love her. And I'm going to take her. Got to text my publicist right now because I'm going to take her to Bad Cinderella. Fact. Loved her. Follow her. Buy her book. She's my new best friend and possibly wife. I got to call Paul and get approval. Bye, guys.